On this episode of Infowars News Blitz, I'll be reading an article that says that the White House has bypassed Congress again. Also, I'll be reading about the governor and Obama's intense encounter on the tarmac in Arizona, and also I'll be reading an article about the Marine massacre, about the Marine that escaped jail time for the massacre in Cadiza. That and a lot more, so stay tuned. An article written by Paul Joseph Watson says that White House bypassed Senate to ink agreement that could allow Chinese companies to demand ISPs remove web content in the U.S. with no legal oversight. The article is called "Obama Signs Global Internet Treaty Worse Than Obama." And as the article says here, the Anti-Counterfeiting Trade Agreement, or ACTA, was signed by Obama on October 1st, 2011, yet is currently the subject of a White House puppet demanding senators be forced to ratify the treaty. The White House has circumvented the necessary to have the treaty confirmed by lawmakers by presenting it as an exclusive agreement, although legislative scholars have highlighted the dubious nature of this characteristic. The article goes on to say, under the previous version of ACTA, copyright holders will be granted sweeping direct powers to demand ISPs remove their material from the internet at whim, whereas ISPs normally are only forced to remove content over a court order. All illegal oversight will be abolished, and a percentage that will apply globally rendered the treaty worse in its potential scope for abuse than SOPA and PIPA. And folks, since he signed this thing, I got a bad feeling if the senators ratify this darn thing, we're in a lot of trouble. I mean, basically, SOPA is one thing, SOPA and PIPA is one thing, but ACTA, oh dear God, ACTA's a whole lot worse can of worms we gotta deal with here now. I actually saw this on, what was it, Nation Politically with, what's his face? The Reverend Al, I wanna cut Obama's, you know what off Sharpton. And however, this is on, well, unconfirmed though, but according to this cockbite, he says that virtually the Arizona governor, Jan Brewer, and President Obama engaged in an apparently tense exchange on the airport tarmac shortly after Air Force One touchdown outside of Phoenix on Wednesday. That's very, very strange. I mean, basically, very, very strange. But I'm not buying this for one bit. But anyway, Obama appeared to be walking away from Brewer while they were still talking, according to a White House reporter. Brewer confirmed that she didn't finish her sentence. Asked moments later with what was about, Brewer said he was a little disturbed about my book. Yeah, Brewer recently published a book called Scorpions for Breakfast, mentioned something for a minor of her years growing up. The book defends her signing of the Arizona controversial bill cracking down on legal immigrants, which Obama opposes. And I mean, this could have been a shot that would have been taken by someone else, and I do mean it too. I mean, the media's been known to lie about this stuff, but it's still up in the air for me. I mean, basically, stuff happens, and the media may take things out of context with the pictures and everything else, but really, I think something's amiss here. And basically, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what's going on here. But if she did put his finger, as Mr. Rao, as the Reverend Sharpton says, I mean, it's kind of disrespectful, but really, come on. He kind of deserved it. He was going to sue her over this bill because he wants all your little ladies to bum rush the border and stuff so he can, well, not work anymore. Sorry about that. Okay, folks, last one. Remember that Staff Sergeant Frank What's-His-Face who shot up all those people back in Bethesda back in 2005? Well, guess what? He gets a slap on the wrist. As I saw on the CBS Evening News, of course. I've read this. I saw it before, but I'm thinking, yeah, he should have went to prison. But come on. He didn't know what he was doing, but, you know, anyway. The article was written by Noble Brinker off, and the article is called Marine Massacre Escapes Jail Time. So much for hearts and minds. Staff Sergeant Frank gets a slap on the wrist for leading one of the most brutal and merciless onslaughts carried out by U.S. soldiers on record. The article goes on to say, Staff Sergeant Frank, at his sentencing, who gave orders to shoot on sight, apologized to the Iraqi survivors for what he and his men did, killing 24 civilians, including 3 women, 7 children, and a 75-year-old man on a wheelchair. Died, in a wheelchair after a Marine died in a roadside bomb. Yeah, it's war, but you don't go out there killing people and whatnot, alright? You don't basically do that. But anyway, as the article goes on, many Iraqis were beside themselves after learning Staff Sergeant Frank did not go to jail. The Americans killed children who were hiding inside the cupboards or under the beds. Raf Abu Majid Haditha, a Haditha teacher who says he witnessed the attack, told the Los Angeles Times. Was this Marine charged with declaration of duty because he didn't kill more? Iraq is bloody so cheap. And I kind of agree with him. You know what I mean? He should have just went to prison. I mean, really, should have just went there, should have slapped the cuffs on him and drug him off. But this is how it ends, folks. Well, that's all the news I have to be reading for you today. If you want to read more about these articles, please go to Infowars.com and look them all up. Thank you for watching the Infowars New Blitz. My name is Info Gundam, telling all of you to virtually be safe, vote for Ron Paul, and basically fight in the New World Order. The future of the Infowars is in your hands, folks, and please make the right choice to fight, or else these globals are going to kill us all. Anyway, thank you.